Hi, it's Ken and welcome inside my shop. I started playing around with doing some rock carving and using the Dremel tool, and I soon realized that I needed to get to know my bits and parts. Now, I tried using the aluminum oxides and the silicone carbides that came with the Dremel tool, and I just found out they just weren't cutting it for what I really want to do. And what I really want to do is be able to actually carve into the rock and put some grooves in there and really kind of be able to just carve it out to however I want it. So anyway, back to the beginning here. Soon realized that I needed to have an assortment of diamond bits. And right here I've got some diamond bits. These are from Harbor Freight, and we'll see how long they last. I've had them for a couple of years, but I mainly have used them on glass. But now that I'm starting to do a little bit of this rock carving, and then here's some more Harbor Freight pieces and parts in here. And this is pretty heavy unit. It's probably not really designed for Dremel tool, but I think with a little bit of a limited use and with the right speed and water and so on and so forth, it'll probably be okay. And I've got some other miscellaneous grinding wheels in here. I won't go too far into that. These are, the shank on these are a little bit larger. They're not going to fit in the Dremel tool itself. So we'll just set those off to the side. But I've got some diamond grinding wheels here, and they seem to do some really nice cutting. I don't even remember where I got them, but I could almost bet you I got them from Harbor Freight. And we'll see, again, we'll see how long they last, but they can do some pretty good damage into a river rock. So let's go ahead and we'll check this out, and I'll show you what some of these bits will do. Okay, well, let's take a look at a couple of these. And I have my aluminum and silicone bits that, you know, comes with one of the kits whenever you buy a Dremel tool, or you can buy the accessory kit wherever. But they didn't do much good on these rocks. I mean, this particular rock, you just can't get anything good in there. I tried low speed, high speed, I used water, and it just, pardon the pun, but it just wasn't cutting it. So what we'll do is I'm going to break out some of my diamond bits here, and you can take a look at the different carvings that it allows you to do. I played with this one a little bit, and there's some pretty deep gouges in there, and this is actually relatively easy. Now this is just another river rock that I cut up, and you'll find out with a little bit of water, and I'm running about 15, I think I've been running about 15,000 RPM on most of these bits here. Now I've got these bits here too. These came from Harbor Freight as well as these, and I think this whole kit here was like 15 bucks maybe. It's a nice starter kit, and before I go out and dish out a whole ton of money on some really good diamond bits, I'm going to play with these a little bit. If I stick with it, then and maybe then I'll go with the more expensive brand. But for right now, this is what we're going to play with. And same thing with these. Now this little unit here, it's pretty heavy compared to the rest of the things. So I doubt it's very good to use this full time on a Dremel. In time we'll find out. And I forgot to tell you, I am using a Dremel 4000 with variable speed, and I've got it on the flex shaft here. So you can use any of these. This one's a little bit more lightweight, so you can give that a try. And you've got some other ones in here. I don't know the names of all these yet, but as I find out, I'll let you know. So there's a few of those. Here's a coring bit that I'd actually bought for my glass work, And I found out real fast too that these don't work, you know, as far as some of these rocks are concerned. So I guess they're made just for glass. Kind of a learning experience here for me, as well as for any of the beginners out there. And again, I certainly hope some of this helps you out. But I've got my little water bottle, I've got my bits, I've got the Dremels all set up and ready to go. I actually have a fan up here that will blow the dust, and there's not that much dust because I'm wetting it down quite a bit. And the thing that I found out already, instead of just laying a rock down flat on something here, just take a towel. You want it to soak up the water anyway. And after it starts getting wet, you can almost form it, and you can do this in a one-handed operation and squirt your water on there. So, without any further ado, we'll grab this rock. And again, this is just a river rock I pulled out of my yard. We've had it for landscaping. And by the way, what really started me on this is we have a whole bunch of these rocks all over the place in our yard. My wife asked me if I was going to do anything with them as far as sand carving. And I said, no, I'm not right now, but I saw something on YouTube the other day and I thought, I'm going to start playing with this a little bit. So let's take a look. While we do this, I'm going to change lighting a little bit. I have one of these magnifying glasses / light, and it really helps out quite a bit. I like it because you can just take it and you can get whatever light you need to work on. And I even was doing some stuff not too long ago. I was doing a little carving for one of our kids, and I got into some really fine detail, so I just pulled up the magnifying glass and just kind of took a look through that to see. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yeah. Okay, anyway, it works out really well. 35 bucks, Harbor Freight. No, I'm not plugging them. That's where I get my stuff because it's right around the corner. All right. Let's go with just a thin cutting blade, just diamond blade, and 5 for $6. You can get these pretty inexpensive. Go ahead and tighten that there. Tighten up my chuck. Now this isn't an introduction to the Dremel tool. This is an introduction to rock and the bits that I'm using. We can go into that later with the different size chucks and flex bits and so on and so forth. So let's take a look at this. I'm going to do a cut first dry, and then I'll do a cut wet. And drop this down. That's at 30,000 there. And drop it down to about 18. Let's see how that does. Now I'm pretty sure everybody knows that when you're using diamond bits and so on and so forth, it's always better to lubricate it, keep it wet, keep it from getting hot. It saves on your the bits and so on and so forth. So let's wet it down and see what the difference is. I know it's kind of hard to tell with the video, but it really does cut a lot faster. And it's just absolutely amazing how easy these diamond blades go through here. Just take and wipe it off. And like I said, it kind of helps to have rag down there, but that's a nice thin cut there. I'm not going to go through all the blades because that would be like an hour, or bits, that'd be like an hour-long video. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to put this together to show the different tips and stuff. But loosen this up here, and we'll pull out one of these other bits up here, and let's pull out this inverted pyramid code. So you can see it's pyramid like that, whatever. It's inverted. Let's put that in there. Now I've already made this thin cut right here, so I'm going to take both sides of this, and you'll see how easy it is to do a V-groove in a rock. Using both my hand and both hands, I should say, move the rock and move the flex shaft a little bit. So you can kind of get the idea of what that does once it dries up here. You know, it's very versatile when it comes to cutting up these rocks. This one here I actually used one of these larger ones, that one right there, and it takes no time at all to gouge yourself a little hole. So you can see how easy it is and how creative that you can get just in river rocks. I take these river rocks, I have a 7-inch wet saw, and you may have seen that in one of my other videos, but I just take them, I cut them in half, quarters, or whatever I feel like, and I've got a few more up over here. And right now I'm just in the playing around and testing stage to figure out what's going to work best. I've got some ideas that I want to play with, including some LED lights. Everybody likes LEDs. So, well, not everybody, but I'll try to throw a little humor in here too. Har har. Okay, we'll pull this bit out. I want to show you this big one, because when it comes down to it, you know, whatever works. But you definitely don't want to burn up your Dremel tool. Sometimes these get a little caught up in there. You may want to check for oil. I'm sure the water is going to get to it a little bit. I'll have to grease this up. So, with that in mind, I'll take that and torque it on down. So make sure that thing unlocks when you're doing that. Take a side that I have not ground on yet, so you can see how easy this is. So as you can see, it does some pretty quick damage, and that one may have been a little bit on the slow speed because it was vibrating quite a bit. So let's do another one. I'm going to raise the speed up to let's say I'm going to go about 25,000 RPM, and we'll see what that does as far as vibration and such. Now that's some serious turning there. Boy, I can feel the torque on that. Yeah, I think 25 is a little bit much. Pop her back down to 15. Let's play with that. I think I had it at 18 before. Let's try 15 and see what that one does. Ah, it feels better already. A lot slower than the 18. Let me bump it up to the 18. I think that's what I did my first one with. I'm sure you can see how the fan is blowing the dust and the water mist and everything, so I got this towel up here to cover up my nut and bolt cases is what I have. So just as an introduction, and I'm coming up on 10 minutes of this, this is what I got for showing you some bits for doing river rocks, or hard rocks. We've got other things that we'll talk about, sandstone and travertine, granite. But I have a good time with this. I get to plop my ass down here and in the air conditioning with the fan, listen to some music, and just kind of relax from the day. So anyway, look forward to doing some more videos here. Hope you got something out of this. If you did, please like it, subscribe, let me know your thoughts, and look forward to seeing you next time. And again, this is Ken. I'm inside my shop. I want you to have a great day. I'll talk to you later.